Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good first week of classes and hope you're all adjusting well to your new semester here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick video explaining this game that we're going to be playing over the semester called, the full title is Who Done It and Why, but wait, what is it? We're only going to call it Who Done It though because it's just much shorter that way. So first thing is first, the due date for this final assignment is going to be May 9th. So it's due on a Monday during finals week. At the end of the day, like all of your assignments are due. This particular part, the final assignment, is worth 50 points. But like I said, we're going to be playing this game throughout the semester, so the whole game is worth more than 50 points. This is just the finale at the end of the semester that's worth a total of 50 points. So let's go over what you're actually going to be doing for this game. So the background information is that someone, somewhere, committed some crime for some reason, and you're going to figure out what all those different sums are. So by the end of the semester, you're going to be able to tell me three things: who committed the crime, what theory explains why they committed the crime, and what crime they actually committed. And these are all things that we're going to be going over through the semester. We're going to be talking about different theories of criminology that explain why people commit crimes, and we're also going to be going over the different types of crimes at the end of the semester. So this is why these are the questions that you're going to be solving for the game. So how the game works is that throughout the semester, you're going to be presented with 7 different suspects that all claim to commit different crimes for different reasons. So I just want to show you an example. They're going to be every week in your weekly folders. So if you're on Blackboard and you go to your weekly folders, you can't see these yet, but they'll be available each week. Let's go to week 3 when you meet your first suspect. And here's your first suspect. So it will have a little picture of who we're talking about, their location, their previous crimes that they've been convicted of, and a quote from the suspect. And you are going to use this quote to figure out which theory aligns with why this person is saying that they are committing crime. So the suspect is going to be in your weekly folder, and then right beneath it, you're going to have a quiz. So it says, who done it to? And in this quiz, you are going to be deciding what theory explains why suspect 1 actually commits crime. So now that you saw what that looks like, I want to explain that this is not a real quiz. So it is set up as a quiz format, and you will be answering what theory explains why the suspect committed crime out of one of the theories that we discussed that week in class in the material. And as long as you answer, regardless of whether or not you get it right, as long as you answer the question, you'll be awarded the full 5 points. So all these quizzes are worth 5 points. Just completing the quiz will give you 5 points. So to be more specific, if you answer incorrectly, choose the wrong theory, you will get a response that says you chose the wrong theory, and then you'll see a grade of, I think, 4.95 in the grade book. But don't worry, I'm going to go back after the due date and I will fill in. As long as you completed it, you'll get the full 5 points. So don't worry about the 4.95 when you first see it. That being said, you're not going to be told which theory is correct because that's a game. This is a game that would be considered cheating, and it's up to you to figure it out. So it is in your best interest to go back and try to figure out which theory it actually is. Obviously, it's not the one you chose if it says it's incorrect. So read over the clues again, try to figure out which theory it is, and it's in your best interest to write it down. So let me show you what you'll actually be turning in at the end of the semester. So you will be turning in these 3 tables. So these 3 tables constitute the entire final assignment that's worth 50 points. So it is in your best interest, and I cannot stress this enough. My students last semester who filled it out during the semester had no problem at the end, and the ones who didn't listen to me and didn't fill these tables out as they were going along, they had some struggles. So it's in your best interest to fill this out as you go along. So every time you get a suspect, you are going to take the quiz, and if you get the quiz right and decide and pick the correct theory, then you can just write it right here, and then you automatically get the points for that. And then you want to tell me a little bit, just a couple of words, maybe a sentence, on how you knew that was the theory that explained why that suspect committed actual crime. If you don't get it right in the quiz, this is the time for you to try to take an educated guess, pick which one you think fits better, and write it down. And then, of course, at the end of the semester, you can always go back and fiddle with it, try to get the right one. Obviously, if you get the answer wrong, you should not put that theory down here, because that's going to be wrong in this table also. So at least you will be able to eliminate one wrong answer if you get it wrong in the first place. That's why it's in your best interest to try to do well on the quizzes. So that's the first part of the semester. You're going to be introduced to 7 different suspects. So going back up here. So after you meet all 7 suspects, you are going to receive clues that then eliminate the suspects and also give you hints about what crime was committed. So these clues are things like police interviews, police observations, victim statements, and they are going to be saying things like, I knew, or I heard the suspect say something like this, and that clue will hopefully trigger something in your brain that says, oh, this sounds like XYZ theory. And so this suspect is the one who is associated with XYZ theory, so I can cross them off the list. So you are going to be eliminating at least one in one particular week. You're going to be eliminating 2 different suspects. And so at the very end of the semester, you're going to have crossed off several suspects, and you're only going to be left with 1. So let me go down here again. So this is the second table. This table right here is the one that goes along with the clues. So first is which suspect was eliminated from this clue. And you are going to write down which suspect was eliminated. If there was 2, then you'll write down both of them. How are you going to know? Well, you are going to take a quiz, just like you took for the suspects, and you are going to say, I believe it was this suspect that's eliminated. And then after you submit your quiz, you'll either get a congratulations statement that says you were correct, you eliminated the right suspect, or it'll say, no, this is not the right suspect. And in that case, again, it's in your best interest to try to figure it out right then and there so that it's material's fresh in your mind. Then just a couple words saying why you knew that clue eliminated that specific suspect. And then this is another part. So these quizzes are the first quizzes are only going to have 1 question each, but these ones are going to have at least 2, because they're going to ask you whether or not the clue provided a hint to what the crime was. So at the end of the semester, we are going to be talking about the different types of crimes. So each clue is going to give a hint as to what crime was actually committed. And then for here, you're just going to write yes or no. Yes, it gave a hint, or no, it didn't give a hint. So that's all you have to write for right there. You're going to use all these hints, though. So, you can write it in a separate piece of paper, separate Word document, whatever you want to do. But all these hints that you get throughout the semester, these 5 clues, are going to then be used to figure out what crime was actually committed by the suspect. So just like the quizzes in the first part, just completing the quiz itself is enough to get 5 points. So just participating is enough to get the full credit. If you don't answer the questions correctly, you're going to get a weird score on Blackboard. Do not worry about it. As long as you have a score, as long as you completed the quiz, you will get the full 5 points. So it's easy, as in just do it. I also want to add that, let me go back up for a second. This is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. Don't stress out over the quizzes. As long as you complete them, you will get the points. but I will not give you the correct answers. So if you want to email me and you want to go over the quiz and you want to talk it out with me, you can always come to office hours and we can do that, but I'm not going to just flat out give you the answer because that would be cheating. And this is a game and it's not something to stress out over. So at the very end, you are going to be left with the final answer. So you, for the final assignment, really only have to fill in this one table. And it should be done for you at this point because it's going to be the only suspect that wasn't eliminated. The theory is going to be the one that is in this table right here. So if you pick suspect 2, the theory that matches them, that's 2 of your answers right there. And then you're going to be using the hints to figure out what crime they actually committed. So once these tables are all completed, you are going to submit them through the submission site on Blackboard. And all of that stuff that you need for this assignment is going to be in the under the Tests and Assignments tab under Whodunit Final Assignment. So the submission site will show up the week before the last week of classes. And so you have ample time to submit your actually, it's going to be posted the last week of classes. So May 2nd, this will be open. And so you will again have ample time to fill out the assignment and then submit it on Blackboard. So if you have any questions, I want to also let you know that these quizzes don't close. So you will always have access to the quizzes. If you missed a quiz, you can go back and you can take the quiz. You're just not going to get credit unless you have an excused absence for missing the quiz. And if that's the case, then I need documentation. And you can find out all the details that you need about that type of stuff on the syllabus. But you have access to the quizzes. So you can go back, you can take the quiz. It's not going to give you a grade, but you will at least be able to see whether or not you chose the right suspect or eliminated the right suspect, or chose the right theory or eliminated the right suspect. Also, if you want to access your old quizzes after you take them, you can do that. They are still open. Only these ones, not the regular quizzes. The way to do that is to go in through the gradebook. So you'll go into your gradebook, you'll click on the actual grade itself. So the grade for the quizzes are going to be in blue, and it's blue because it's a link. And so if you click on it, it will take you back to your old quiz and you'll be able to see the answer that you submitted at that time. So if you wait till the end of the year, that will help you out. If you are completing the tables as you go along, you shouldn't need to do that. So that's up to you. Make the right choice. If you have any questions about the game or anything, you can always send me an email or you can come to office hours, which are listed on the syllabus. And so, good luck. I hope that you all are excellent detectives this semester. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Take care.